things get really, really small, 80,000 times thinner than a human hair, we enter a very different reality where materials acquire strange and wonderful properties.
Nanotechnology really does a terrific job in providing lots of information in a very small space.
We've got a new system where all people entering a train station are going to swipe their government ID, as you've described, and that information will be sent through a link analysis system to determine risk level. It takes about a second or two. The low-risk people, welcome aboard. The others, into this room with you, please.
We talk about a right to privacy, but there's also a right to life. For my mother, for example, her right was taken away from her, and maybe if there had been a little bit less privacy for those terrorists on 9/11, she would still have that right.
Can technology protect privacy as well as make information more available?
It seems to me that what one wants to do is to ask what you're trying to protect against, and then ask what information is needed to try to do that protection.
People have a certain dignity.
This makes me a little uncomfortable.
We're worried about the idea of your dad and other people's fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers being implanted with devices that allow people to follow them around the world.
What could possibly go wrong with this technology?
I think we try it.
The expensive stuff in solar cells is the materials and getting them pure enough, and if you can deposit just what you want where you want, you can think about transforming it so the walls of buildings, your jacket you're wearing, the paint you put on a building could in fact be the power plant.
The technology is so new and the promise of nanotechnology is so great, we wouldn't want to do anything that would impede the advancement of this science and technology.
Well, that's called the classic technical fix.
Is it toxic?
Let's imagine that to create this solar cell, say on the side of your house or on your roof, you just spray it on. Sounds good, but in that process, in the process of putting these microscopically small particles into the paint and in the spraying, you're going to be releasing those particles into the air.
We didn't know enough at the beginning when we introduced PCBs and flame retardants, things that we're now dealing with the consequences of because we didn't think about it right way back then.
You're going to see new types of drugs.
Wouldn't society change considerably?
Nanotechnology makes it possible to manipulate genetic switches involving how long we live. Lifespans can be increased 50%, perhaps even doubled. Anybody interested? Joel?
Depends on whether I'm going to spend the extra 50 years drooling on my shoes.
The most shocking statistic is that the average life expectancy in the industrialized world is 80 and rising, and in the developing world, 40 and falling. So if you just took this nanotechnology and put it into Jim's vaccine, delivering hepatitis B vaccine by nose, or into quantum dots for malaria, you could go from 40-year life expectancy to an 80-year life expectancy for a few billion people.
I don't want to die. I like life.
Why would you want to be older? I mean, I'll still be paying off my student loans when I'm 100 probably, but if we live that long, are we going to have to keep working that long to support, and what happens to the younger people?
You wouldn't want the treatment.
I don't want to die.
Actually doesn't scare. I know I'm going to die and I'm okay with it.
The planet is finite. I don't know where we're going to put all these extra people, for one. What resources we're going to use to give everyone water and food for two. I hope that my great-grandchildren thrive on this planet and my time will be finished.